All right, so I wanted to mix this in just as a fun note. Couple minutes here, and we'll get some football. But often, like, the simplest explanation is the easiest, right? So you've heard all of these debates raging the last couple of weeks about why so many pitchers are getting hurt in baseball. And specifically, Tommy John, UCL, elbow, forearm injuries, right? Mm-hmm. So it's something I said, so, like, I know it's kind of a rotten thing to be like, oh, I'm bringing this up because it's something I agree with. But it just, I knew what the data would be. I didn't have it at my disposal. So I was watching, here, call me old. I was watching Sunday Night Baseball last night, Pods and Dodgers. And they had a discussion while the game was going on. And they flashed a graphic up. So what I'm going to ask you guys is 2 data points. And I want you to tell me whether you absolutely agree or absolutely disagree that this is the culprit. It's not the pitch clock or it's not anything other than this. So 2008, do you know what the rate of fastballs that were thrown were 95 or above, 95 miles an hour or above? The rate from a percentage standpoint. 2008.
No.
Okay, not black and white here, right? We're not doing 1940. No. Okay, it was 13% of fastballs thrown were 95 or faster. Okay? 2023, 35%. Okay? Now, here's where we get to, and this is the one. Breaking balls. Any off-speed stuff. Sliders, splitters, changeups, curveballs, wipeout sweepers, all of it. Percentage of the number of breaking balls thrown at 85 or faster. Remember, it used to be these off-speed offerings were in the low 80s. Okay? Because you weren't throwing 98 miles an hour, and you surely weren't throwing sliders in the 90s. 2008, over the course of the year, in totality, about 33,000 of these off-speed pitches were thrown 85 or faster. Do you know what it is last year? 77,000. So the whole premise of this, and it's why pitchers are blowing out at an unbelievable rate. You're throwing way too hard. You're throwing way too many of these off-speed pitches, and it's starting younger. And I know youth baseball people will agree with this. You have kids throwing sliders at like age 7. Yeah, your elbows are shot. Mm-hmm. Here's the reason this is happening. David and I didn't want to tell you this, Rico, but David and I have just signed a book deal. We're writing a book. It's called How Analytics Ruin Sports. Are You Happy Now, Nerds? This is what it is.
Can I give the foreword?
Yes.
Please.
Yes. We're not really writing a book, but everything leads back to this. Baseball decided it has to be about velocity, spin. Like, look at spin rate, this stat that everyone's obsessed with. Well, the more spin rate, the more effective the pitch. They were showing Matsui, the reliever for the Pods last night.
But the more strain you put on your arm.
Exactly. And they're talking, and it's just this idea of, you know what? Don't go 9 innings. Don't go 8 innings. Just go 5 innings, strike everybody out, throw a zillion miles an hour. We'll go get another pitcher out of the pen who's a failed starter, but he's going to throw a zillion miles an hour. We're going to throw the nastiest sliders as hard as we can. You're dead. and all these pitchers are blowing out. Like, it won't surprise me in the least if Jackson Jobe blows out. Like, you just can't do this to the human body.
No, it's funny because according to those stats, great stats, by the way. So, like, a guy like, for those who remember, Greg Maddux would never make it in today's modern baseball.
No
shot. Because he didn't throw over 85. And he would throw, he was multiple Cy Young winner. Tons of ground ball outs, and would throw 7 to 9 innings. Complete games in like an hour and 30 minutes.
And you're going to go, well, how do you change this? Look, the problem with the hitting approach right now, too, and what's made baseball tougher for people is we've de-emphasized putting it in play. I don't care if you strike out 200 times. Did you hit 50 bombs? Look at Pete Alonso. I don't care if you hit 240. What was your OPS? The bottom line is we've de-emphasized pitchers' longevity. I mean, it's no different than horse racing where we bred the stability out of the horses in the name of speed, and then we wonder why they break down. Because it literally we altered the DNA. We took stability out for fractions. What we're doing with pitchers is taking stability out in the name of explosiveness at the cost of you're going to blow out.
So they become expendable. Have they become the running back?
Yes. We're reaching a point where every pitcher will be a 5 and fly. It's very possible this year no pitcher throws 200 innings. Remember in the days of Verlander throwing 240? Forget about Nolan Ryan. They left him on the mound 24/7. He threw 4,000 innings.
Right, he would throw back-to-back no-hitters.
But that's my point. So I just thought it was a good stat from a game nobody watched, and it's a very simple, easy explanation. We don't need all these debates. It's not the pitch clock. You got everybody throwing 98 miles an hour.
And I love, because Justin Verlander spoke on this recently. I love what he said. He said, well, if a guy throws 99, but he gives up a home run after he threw 92, everyone's looking at him like, well, why didn't you throw your 99? You might have got him out.
Right.
That's the problem.